Hey, it's David Abraham here. Yeah, a little bit of the items in the backyard near the pool area here. How's everybody doing? It's June 27th, I believe, something like that. Anyway, it's near the end of June 2026. You know, as you go, this is the thing. I was having some pondering some thoughts, and then so I'll get back to that. You know, then it come back on my mind again. No, I need to address that. So the Spirit guided me to put this video out, and it's not for. I don't do these videos to make money, or I do it to help others and to be part of the. I guess you know, for the background of the strength and the anchor of light, and understanding, knowing what I know and knowing who I am. It's absolutely incredible the amount of power that we have as individuals. I wear these for reading and seeing up close, but it's not that I can read without them. It's just easier with them. But anyway, as you put your definitions in order, and what I mean by definitions is you start looking at, you know, well, why do some people think this is true, and they have a testimony of it, this kind of thing, spiritual, religious, church, whatever it is. And then you go on the other side of the coin, and someone else with the same emotional energy, yeah, I know this is true, and that's because it's all true. That's evidence that we control it all. We create our reality, we create our beliefs, and we follow a pattern of definitions. You know, the reality that we live in is a reflection of our definitions. And if you want your reality to change, if you don't like what's going on and want your reality to change, then believe me, it's not going to change until you're embodied on the inside here, right inside. So once you do that, then you start the energy reflecting out from who your inner being, and you don't need to speak it. Now, that's another thing, is as we progress into the higher dimensions in the thought, you won't need to speak it anymore. You don't need to speak it now. But we speak it because our bodies hear it, and the language goes out into the ether, that kind of thing. But it's not necessary. Thought energy is much more powerful because it's coming from your inner core of your being, thought energy. So anyway, but let me take a pause from what I'm saying and just show you something. This right here, this is the pokeweed plant, and they're beautiful. Look at the color of the magenta stems, the leaves. Now you can't eat all of it because it's a very potent plant, but a plant like that is medicinal, and it's for controls. It eliminates clogged arteries. It lowers blood pressure. That sort of thing. It's very healthy, and it grows everywhere. You know, I mean, so. Birds love it because it helps with their inflammation in their joints from flying and all that. You know, you don't think birds get pains? They eat it up. It's good food for them, and it's got nutrition to it. Sure, it does. But anyway, just want to share that thought for a minute. But as we put our definitions in line, and as we decide to, I want to advance in understanding and awareness. You ask God, you think it or speak it, whatever you want, and it's better if you speak it. But if you're not to that point yet where you know your thought energy is incredibly powerful, then speak it, but also think it and believe it. And as you do, it goes out and it's answered immediately. Now you may not see a flip or a change, but it does. It's answered immediately. You know, having all these religions, this is what I'm getting to. All these religions out here is a control mechanism, and it's run by the dark energy. They have all this control to keep your mind encapsulated so you don't know who you are. Know that you are master creators and that you are actually God. You're this aware of this much of you, okay, as God. But it's all you. It's all you. You're incredibly powerful, and the discovery is the journey. I've said this a few times in the past, but just your thought energy, and you go forth with this thought, I want this or I want that, and you start seeing, and you stay with it. You don't allow, doubts are going to come in if you're making a change. Doubts are going to come in. That's what they have to do. That's what you set it up to strengthen you, by the way. You set it up. And as the doubts come in, you say, I recognize the doubt. No, but I'm sticking with it. You dismiss it. Okay? You dismiss it. But all these religions, to keep your mind in this box. And it's all run by the Anunnaki. This is the dark ones, Anunnakis. They portray themselves as angels of light many times. And they're in the Bible, in the Old Testament, the Anuk. These are the Anunnakis. These are the ones that come down in a pillar of light, this kind of thing. And they give you that energy and that frequency and that vibration of a feeling good energy, but they don't allow you to fully understand who you are. They withhold that frequency, and they capped off your DNA 100,000 years ago or whatever it is. They gave the Adam and Eve. Okay, let's just go there. There were men and there was populations on the earth before Adam and Eve came on there, because it's evidence, because once they was through the Garden of Eden and all that, then they were released into the host of men, or whatever it says, something along those lines. But anyway, the Anunnaki are the ones who are the facilitators on this planet of keeping the humans from being the full potential of who they are. So they keep coming up with these, they send down angels of light, and they're not, they're beings that look very similar to us, a little bit larger than we are, and they're from another dimension and another planetary system, not far from where we are living now here on Earth. So, going on there that. But anyway, they're the ones that are holding us back. They're the ones that are the facilitators of all these religions. All right, they generate the energy for dark beings, and they have these things written into the Bible and other writings, and they're similar from one writing to the next because the same ones are writing it. It's the same ones. It's the same ones. And there's no reason that we should not begin to question everything. Question everything I'm saying. Now, you may not believe anything I'm saying, and that's fine, because every belief structure has a perpetuating mechanism attached to it in the frequency, energy, and vibration. Okay? If you got to start with affirmations to train your mind to open up, then do that. I've gone through all that for years, and I've gone through journaling and writing down dreams, and I've quit doing that, but I'm going to get back to it because it's important. I'm starting to have some important dreams, which means I'm traveling, I'm learning, I'm growing. I wake up, I feel an interesting way, so having these dreams, I covered the religions. They're all fake, all of them. They're all made to encapsulate your mind, generate terror and separation and division, all that. None of that is of God, not one bit of it. But the Christ consciousness, let me cover this. This is what, doesn't matter if you believe in Christ or not. The Christ consciousness is the energy of creation. It's the power of love. It's what if you embody that, the Christ consciousness, then you will have the power of God awakened within you. No doubt about it. Now, does that mean you hate evil? Well, you create evil, but you have to embrace all of who you are. And so embracing the Christ consciousness, he was able to have compassion on, because he understood the energy, what was going on. You have to have compassion on those who are lost or who are captured in their own dark energy, and have compassion on them to allow themselves to experience flesh, go into those pigs over there. Okay? They wanted to escape the dark energy. They did. Because they begged him, don't send us back. So he allowed them to accept his control, his direction, and directed them and opened a portal for them to jump in those pigs, and those pigs ran off the cliff and all died, and they were freed on the other side. That was their mission in life. That was part of them, to break the dark energy. But anyway, enough about all that. I've not gone into meditation about much of that, but I do when the energy comes into my mind, and because I am connected all the way, I'm open to all of it, But let me just cover one last thing. The vision I had a few years ago, where I was out of my body, and I came up out of my body, and I went through the veil, and I saw the green hue on everything, and I saw the eternities in all directions. And on the other side where I was, I could not fully grasp everything, except I do know this: I didn't see anybody, not one soul. Not that they weren't there, but it was to teach me that I am the universe. Everyone has their own. You're the universe. Okay, so, and don't be afraid of a dang thing. And don't be afraid of something. Oh, they said that's sin. There is no sin unless you create it. There is no good. There is no bad. It's how we define things. Life is how we make it. Again, the journey is the destination, and the discovery of the God within you is the goal. I love each one of you, and peace to all. And may the energy of Christ abide in you. And so it is.